Demonstrators confronted U.S. Border Patrol and Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents in Minneapolis on January 21st, as federal authorities pressed ahead with large-scale immigration enforcement operations that local officials have sharply criticized. ICE vehicles stopped at a gas station where Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino briefly spoke with reporters, repeatedly saying agents had stopped only to refuel before confirming they were carrying out Title VIII immigration enforcement. Bovino said arrests were going fantastic before agents were met by protesters chanting and blowing whistles as they exited the station.
Greg, will you talk to us just a second and just tell us kind of what you're out doing today, what you're looking for?
We're getting gas now.
But you're not just getting gas now. I mean, I'm trying to be serious. What are you doing today?
We're getting gas now. We stopped to get gas.
Other than that, what are you doing today?
Title VIII immigration enforcement.
And how's it going so far?
Fantastic. It's going good. A lot of good arrests today.
Are you guys looking into consequences for denial of service at all?
No, we're getting gas. That's what we stopped for.
Demonstrators shouted insults at agents, accusing them of criminal behavior and physically confronting officers as ICE vehicles pulled away. Bovino said the protest did not deter operations, adding that such reactions were often factored into enforcement planning.
Thumbs ups, or is it all just people kind of angry and frustrated? What do you
Absolutely, quite a bit of thumbs up. We always do. So definitely more paparazzi here.
Does this affect you, hearing people blowing the whistles and saying get out?
No, it actually helps our patrol efforts quite often. We incorporate that into what we're doing, and it actually sometimes helps. So.
The confrontations come amid an unprecedented surge of federal immigration operations in the Minneapolis area ordered by U.S. President Donald Trump, which has seen heavily armed agents deployed across the city.
Democrat governors and mayors in not just Minnesota, but in states across the country are essentially, they've referred to ICE agents who, again, are brave men and women. And I would encourage everyone in this room, and I would encourage Governor Walz and other Democrats who are demeaning law enforcement to sit down and have a cup of coffee with an ICE agent or a Border Patrol agent. These are great, patriotic men and women who have families, who put on the uniform every day and are following our nation's immigration laws at the direction of their bosses and again, at the direction of the law. They are simply trying to enforce the law. And the Democrat Party has demeaned these individuals. They've even referred to them as Nazis and as the Gestapo. And that is absolutely leading to the violence we're seeing in the streets. If you look at some of the images out of Minneapolis last night, look at this vehicle. Look at what it says. It says F ICE. You have these individuals who are putting their middle finger, proudly so, at the camera. Another ICE individual, a vehicle that was vandalized last night by these left-wing agitators. People don't do this without encouragement from people in power who make them feel like it's okay. Here's another one. And I'm pretty sure this car, you can't see it, said the best agent is a dead agent or something to that effect. This is despicable rhetoric that we're seeing, and the media is absolutely complicit in this violence, because if you look at the headline from CNN, protests erupt after federal agent shoots man in Minneapolis, that is not the story, that is not the truth. If you actually want to know the truth, you can look at what the Department of Homeland Security released. which is that this ICE agent was executing a targeted operation against a Venezuelan illegal alien who was unlawfully present in the country. And when this ICE agent tried to detain the individual, 3 more of his comrades came rushing out of a house and started ambushing and attacking the ICE agent. They used a shovel or a broom to smash his face in. And so yes, that agent had to use self-defense and take up his weapon to protect his own life. That is what's happening on the streets of Minneapolis. That's what's happening on the streets, unfortunately, of these Democrat-run cities and states where you have elected officials who are encouraging such violence against our brave men and women in law enforcement.
Last week, the nation watched an ICE agent shoot a Minnesota resident in broad daylight. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. I am beyond heartbroken and outraged that the Trump administration's actions led to Renee Nicole Good's murder. Her final words before being shot were calm and non-threatening. She said, "That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you." Those are the words of someone attempting to de-escalate, not someone posing a lethal threat. After the shots were fired, the agent is heard saying, "This did not happen in isolation. This was not an accident, and it was certainly not inevitable. This killing is the direct consequence of deliberate choices made by Donald Trump and his administration. Over the last few months, the president has repeatedly inflamed tensions, espoused hateful rhetoric, and intensified attacks on Minnesotans, especially the Somali community. ICE's increasingly violent actions have terrorized our state and culminated in this needless loss of life. This is what happens when you give people with guns impunity. Dangerous things take place. To be clear, demanding accountability is not radical. Calling for systematic reforms are not extreme. This is the bare minimum required to restore safety and justice back to our communities. The American people deserve answers and accountability. They deserve to live without fear of federal agents acting as judge, jury, and executioner in our streets. And so today, I am glad to announce that the Congressional Progressive Caucus has adopted an official position to hold ICE accountable. Our caucus members will oppose all funding for immigration enforcement in any appropriation bills until meaningful reforms are enacted to end militarized policing practices. We cannot and we should not continue to fund agencies that operate with impunity, that escalate violence, and that undermine the very freedoms this country claims to uphold. ICE has no place in terrorizing Minneapolis or any American community. Together, we will stand united to ensure we put a check on the pattern of violence and lawlessness from this administration.